Okay, I'm gonna speed run through this. This is just a video for the LED driver and circuit. Because I'm gonna speed run it through it, I'm only gonna do one style. I'm not gonna do two. I'm gonna show you what to do. So this is for if you haven't done it and you wanna get that assignment done. So here's tiny.cc/pots is where you would go, tiny.cc/pots. Link should be also in the homework. When we get here, we're gonna download it. I'm going to download it here to my desktop. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to open up that file and extract it and then get it launched in Eagle. Okay, desktop. Okay, here's that file. We've got a square connector here. Again, I'm just going to show you like the simple, straightforward one. If you need help on the one you're working with, just bring it to me and I'll help you with that. But we're going to use a 16mm pot. We're going to use this 4-pin connector for one color connections. And so that means we can delete this 9mm. This is used if you wanted to really shrink the size of this, which we're not going to do in this video. Okay, and then there's only a handful of other components that I need. I'm going to need a ground connection. So I'm going to type in add part, AGND, select that. We're going to need a positive connection, so I'm going to use plus 12 volts for this. Oops, I think my mouse is the wrong side. Okay, there's plus 12 volts. And we're going to need the transistor, which is called MJE182. Okay. We need to bring that in. And then we're going to need a resistor. Oh, sorry, and a power jack. So the resistor and power jack, I'll show you where the power jack is. So here I'm clearing the search, and I'm going to scroll down to con-jack. That's for connector-jack. And the very first thing is a power jack. So we're going to grab that. Okay. And then the resistor is in the RCL menu. So I'm going to scroll down here till I get to RCL. I'm going to click on that. Click on resistor US, RUS. Should be a third one down here, 0204/7. Okay, now once we've got them, we're going to build our schematic, which is going to look like this. We've got a resistor feeding a potentiometer, and the top of that is power. Okay, and then we've got our transistor is connected to that, and as this potentiometer turns up towards power, the transistor turns on more, and so on. So then I'm going to wire these things up. Okay. All right, and then our power jack here, the two connections it's going to have are ground, and it's going to have power. Okay. And then lastly, we have these pins here. And on these pins, all you need to do is pins 1 and 2 need to be our power connection. And pins 3 and 4 are LED connection, which is at the top of this transistor. Okay, that's where the LEDs will connect, because that's the transistor is controlling the brightness of the LEDs. And so there you go, we have it. We should update our values here. Here's the 2.2K. So I'm clicking the value function. This we can go be 10K, and that's already been updated. So we're good to go. Now I'm going to go over to the board. So I'm going to go File, Switch to Board. Okay. Yes, go ahead and create it. And now I have a board. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shrink the size of this board by moving it. I'm keeping it a rectangle though as I do so. And I'm going to shrink it right now for the sake of this video. I'm not even going to worry about it being perfect. Okay. So I'm going to shrink it to the size so that I can fit this potentiometer just inside of it. And then I'm going to drag the potentiometer to the middle, maybe, and yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to take the power jack here, and I want the power jack to stick off an edge. So it can't like stick into the middle that way. It's got to stick off an edge. So I'm going to put it right there-ish. Okay. Then I'm going to take this connector, and I'm going to stick it kind of in the opposite corner. Okay, more with that later. And then I'm going to try to drag this transistor here so that those air wires kind of are simple, or as simple as I can get them. That's not too bad. Okay, and then we've got a resistor, and I'm going to pay attention to what it connects to. Looks like it goes between those two connections, and so I'll put it like so. Okay, now I'm going to hit rat's nest, and now I need to add in 2 polygons. So the polygon tool is right here. I'm going to click on it. Up here, I'm going to go right angle. Width, I'm going to go 12 or 0.012. I'm going to go hatched. Okay, all of those things are important here for soldering. So again, if you missed that, go back in the video and do that. So I'm trying to make this video quick. I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to make sure I end in the exact spot. And I'm going to call this one exactly AGND, because it's basically, I'm going to name it the 2 parts of my power supply of AGND, and the other one is plus 12V. And then I'm going to switch layers to the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing again, but name it the plus 12V, the other side. So again, if you missed something, see I'm speed running through this. Okay, plus 12V. And then when I'm done with that, if I hit rat's nest, I know I've done it correctly. When AGND's got the red there, plus 12's got the blue. And then as I look at the rest of this, if I hide everything except for, let me just hide layers, except for pads, vias, unrouted, dimension. Let's just do that. You can see I have very little to wire up. In fact, I only have 3 things to wire up. So I'm going to go route air wire. I'm going to pause the video here. Actually, sorry, no, I'll pause in a second. I want my width to be 50 or 0.015, some nice thick width. And I'm going to go ahead and route this sucker. Oh, I need not right angles for this. This, I need that kind of angle. I'm going to route these down. Okay, and then this other one I see crisscrossing, so I'm going to flip layers so I can go across, no problem. Hit rat's nest, says it's all good to go. And then I can double check if I go up to Tools, DRC, the rules that I want here. I want all of these rules to be 12. Oops, I thought that was going 12. Oh, 12 all the way across. All the way across. And then even to here, I want 12. And then this one, all you want to change is that first one to 12, hit check. It says no errors down here in the corner. Then I'm done with that. And then it's just a matter of the silk screen, which is to hide these here, and then to go into place 2 values, and also T origin, so you can change some things. And it looks like there's a couple things I do need to change. First, I forgot to mirror my potentiometer. That needs to be on the back side. So when I flip that over, it creates some problems in my traces that I'm going to go in and fix. And in this video, I'm not going to actually fix them. I'm going to rip them up because I want to focus on the other things, and then I'll rewire them. Okay, but for the sake of the shortness of this video, I'm just going to, I'll fix that in a second. So I'm just going to turn those off so you don't see them. Okay, and so my text looks good except for, hey, this is a power jack, so I want to rechange its value to, like, it was a 12 volt power jack, so I'm going to call it 12 volts. And I make sure that that's obvious when you plug in here. And then this here, I'm going to zoom in on, I'm going to focus on this. You can see it says plus 12 volts, and the other thing just says N money 93. So I'm going to change its value. Come on. Change its value. This is the last thing in the video. Change its value to plus voltage, or 12 or whatever, and then the other side is where the LEDs connect. And then I want to rearrange this so that that is actually aligned. So now plus V is this row, and the LED connection is that row. And so this would be it, other than adding text here, adding your name, Peter, LED driver version 1.0, change that to top place layer, maybe shrink its size here down a touch so it nice fits in there, and then I'm done. Okay, and so yeah, that's what you submit, schematic and board file. That's the end of the video.